Stick around to the wheel spin at the end to see what game we'll be playing next week on Best with a Buddy. Hello everyone, Johnny Hurricane here from GamersHeroes.com, and welcome to Best with a Buddy, where Smith and I play a co-op game for a few hours, give our general impressions, what we like and disliked, and then give a fun factor score.
Games today aren't cheap. $50, $60, $70, it really adds up, especially if you and your buddies are buying multiple copies. We're going to break down the best and worst in all things co-op, and today we're diving into Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia is an immersive co-op ghost hunting horror game where you and your group use various tools to find and identify ghosts. It supports 1 to 4 players and is for PC and VR.
Oh shit, bro, shit!
Phasmophobia is for co-op ghost hunters. Playing this game with friends is the way to go. It's also for people with patience because it does require a lot. The ghosts don't always just pop up as soon as you walk into the house or whatever mission you're doing. And it's also for fans of eerie atmospheres because the game is creepy.
Phasmophobia is a fantastic game if you're a big fan of jump scares. There's not a lot, but they come in at just the right time. It's a great game to play with the other half. If you've got a squeamish other half and they like to scream a lot, this is going to get them excited every step of the way. And it's great for wimps because you can sit in the van the entire time and watch all the action unfold on the screen. Phasmophobia is not for stereotypical horror tropes. If you like to run up the stairs when you see the bad guy, you're going to die a lot. It's not for people that scare easy. The eerie atmosphere builds up over time and the tension does get unbearable for those that just want to get out of the house. And it's not for hardcore players. Once you decide for the mechanics and put 100 hours into the game, a lot of the surprises get out of it and the fun kind of drains away a little bit.
Phasmophobia is also not for people that expect big updates constantly. They did just put one out, but it's also been out over a year, so there's minor updates but not a bunch of big ones. Also not for risky players. If you're going to go running along solo, then eventually you're just going to die and someone's going to take a picture of your corpse and get paid for it. And you're just going to have to watch. And it's also not for fans of progression because the only form of progression you do level, it doesn't really give you anything. You get cash to buy items. That's it.
I guess that answers that question.
Now that we've gone over who the game is for and not for, let's take a deeper dive and look at the best and the worst that Phasmophobia has to offer. One of the best parts of Phasmophobia is, quite frankly, watching your friends die, or when you die and get to watch the ghost stalk them. I imagine this would get old eventually, but this is my first time playing, was with Smith and his girlfriend, so I'd never played before that, so all this was pretty much new to me. So when Smith was very clearly trying to get the ghost to attack me, and then he died, it was like, well, and then we left. So it was like, after taking a picture of his body, so we got paid for it. I did eventually die, I got caught, but I was talking a lot of trash to the ghost. But even then, you get to watch the ghost stalk your friends and throw items at your friends. So like when they start getting haunted, you like throw the ball or throw the cup at them, and then they kind of like are alert and like, what is that? And yeah, I don't know. For now, at least, I mean, you only played a few hours, but so far, that's one of my favorite parts. What about you, Smith? What's one of your favorite parts of Phasmophobia?
I like the fact that me dying was your favourite part of Phasmophobia. If you were playing the game properly, I wouldn't have been killed. Anyway, my favourite part of the game is definitely when everything works in tandem. It's a combination of the players you're playing with, the map you're on, the ghost you're hunting. When you get players that are really into it and they're not just trying to speed run the levels, when the ghost is active and you're finding the evidence quickly, when the whole game sings together, it's a unique experience. There was no other game out there like it. It was only done by one guy, and a lot of it is asset stuff off the Unity store, but for what the price of the game is, if you're playing with the right players and everything goes to plan, you will have an absolute blast. For at least sort of 10-20 hours, you will have an amazing time. So when it all works together, it is absolutely incredible.
Now that we've talked about the best, let's talk about the worst that Phasmophobia has to offer. I'm going to kick it over to Smith to start us off.
The worst thing for me with Phasmophobia is the lack of environmental interaction. The ghost itself will sometimes appear, it will spawn and come close. Since the update a few weeks ago, that has definitely improved a lot. There is a lot more interactions, there's a lot more scary stuff that happens. But I feel like just random horror things, you know, more creaking doors, more creaking floorboards, seeing eerie reflections in the mirror, seeing something walk past outside, just sort of tons of little events that can have a very small chance to come off that would create much more atmosphere. Because, you know, once you understand the basic core mechanics of the game, you know when the ghost is likely to do something, you know the things it's going to do, and it really sort of takes away from the overall fear of the game, because once you can predict something, you're no longer scared of it. It's the lack of understanding that makes you scared. So I think if they can increase the environment, it's going to be a hell of a lot better than what it is, but that is easily my worst part of the game. What about you, Johnny? What did you find most disappointing about Phasmophobia?
Alright, so as I said, I had only played a few hours. I think I got 3 hours on record, but the ones that we played, the missions that we played, for the most part until the very end, the ghosts really just took too long to appear. Sometimes we would use almost every item and we really wouldn't even get any reaction, or Smith would die because he died pretty much all the time, and we'd be like, well, how'd he die? And we don't even know where he died, and then we don't know where the ghost is, and we just leave. So you're sometimes spending like 20 minutes doing nothing and just leaving, which of course is no fun. Now, from what I've been told of the new update, that they do attack or at least interact with you more frequently, but what we played, at least, the ghosts were just way too long. It was like, man, 15-20 minutes with no response. And then we played this asylum level, and that level was way too big. We traveled the whole thing, and one of us died, and then we all were like, all right, I guess we're just leaving because we couldn't figure it out. And it's just like another 25 minutes wasted. So yeah, that's what it is for me. It's just sometimes you waste a little bit too much time and you don't really get anything out of it. Before we get into our fun factor score, leave a comment down below and let us know if you've played Phasmophobia, and if not, why not? And now for the fun factor score. I'm going to give Phasmophobia a 3 out of 5. I enjoyed playing it with friends at least, and enjoyed it when the ghosts attacked, or at least appeared. There's a couple times it just popped up and, like you said, jump scare. I wasn't expecting it, caught me off guard. And I also think that if I go back and the new update actually makes the ghosts pop up more often, that will of course alleviate what I think is the worst part of the game. What about you, Smith? What's your fun factor score for Phasmophobia?
For me, Phasmophobia is going to get an easy 5 out of 5 on the fun factor score, with a few caveats. If you're playing alone or with randoms, the fun you will have will be completely random. If they're into the game and they're enjoying it, we have a good time, otherwise you will struggle. If you're hardcore and you put hours and hours and hours into this game, you will learn the mechanics and it will get disappointed. But as a game to pick up and play as a casual player with some friends, Phasmophobia is a fantastic time, a unique experience you will not find anywhere else. So now for the important question, Johnny, would you dive into Phasmophobia and play with a friend again?
Yeah, I would play again with a friend. I don't think I would play solo. I don't even know if I'd really match make. Yeah, I would need to play with a friend. But what about you, Smith? Would you jump back into Phasmophobia and play with a buddy?
Yeah, no brainer for me. I love Phasmophobia. I will definitely dive into with a friend again. Probably going to play with the other half tomorrow.
All right, Smith, before we spin this wheel, what game do you not want it to be?
I don't know why you keep asking me that question. It is, and it will always be, Demon Souls until it pops up on that cursed bloody wheel. I do not want to play that game. Ever.
Okay, well, without further ado, let's spin the wheel.
I can hear a smile in your voice, Johnny, and it fills me with concern right now. I'm not going to lie.
You should be concerned because the prophesized time has likely arrived.
No! Oh, no! No!
Demon Souls. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This entire series came together because I wanted to play this with Smith, so...
Look at the thumbs up. Go away.
Demon Souls will be the next game we play on Best with a Buddy. Not really sure if there's anything in between now and then, but look forward to it either way because Smith hates these games with a passion, don't you, Smith?
I'm done. This series is stupid.
Yes, it is. All right. That will do it for us. If you liked what you saw, got what you needed, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Later, Gators.
See ya.